So it's a beautiful day today. I figured I'd take advantage of it. It's the middle of January, and usually in Pennsylvania this time of year there's like 6 inches of snow on the ground, and today it's probably about 45 degrees out. We're up here at the Turnpike Overlook. Yeah, I don't know if you're like me or not, but it's super awkward for me to film with people around, and there's never anyone up here, so it's definitely a good spot, and I like to come up here and shoot some videos. So I've just bought this 03 Mustang behind me here. I wanted to go over with you and just show you guys what I've done to it so far and what my plans are with it. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this car yet, whether I love it or not. I just bought it. I picked it up on Marketplace for $4 grand. So tell me if you guys think I got a good deal or not. It's an 03 with 147,000 miles on it. It's a GT convertible 4.6 with a 5-speed. As you can see, it's a Virginia car. I bought it from a guy down in Fayette County. His son, it was his son's car. His son lived in Virginia, bought the car in Virginia, brought it up here, rebuilt the engine, and it's basically sat in Dad's garage for a year since. From the north like I am, you know it's impossible to find rust-free cars. This car, literally, I used to work at a Dodge dealership, and we had new Rams on the lot that had more rust on them than this car. I mean, the underneath is spotless, the strut towers are spotless. There's not a spot of rust on this car. As far as the paint goes, the paint kind of sucks, and as you can see, the body is a little beat up. Yeah, we got some dings and dents all over it, so I'm probably gonna get them all fixed up. And then this car was a Centennial Edition, which is like 100th anniversary. So it was originally gloss black, and for some reason someone thought it was a good idea to paint it in matte black, and it just looks terrible, and there's tons of scratches all over it. So I think I don't know if I'm gonna do it myself. I'm kind of thinking about whether I should do it myself or not, or if I should just pay and get someone to do it, but get them to respray it in the original gloss black, or that Ford tuxedo black that my one F-150 was. That looked great. I love that color. Car is all there. It's straight. All the body panels are there. Has a brand new top on it. So over the weekend, me and my brother, we put these wheels. I picked up these Flow One. They're race spec wheels, so they're super light. They're literally only 18 pounds, where the factory wheels are, I think they're around 30. And they have these nice Yokohama tires on them too. I picked those wheels and tires up for 600 bucks. When I bought the car, it had these ugly Jeep style wheels on it. I went down and bought the car. The guy had a bunch of Jeeps and stuff in his shop, so I feel like he probably just threw on what he had laying around. And we also did, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see or not, we did H&R Super Sport lowering springs. They're supposed to be a 1 3/4 inch drop, but you can definitely tell that it's sitting a lot lower. I got probably about 3 fingers of wheel gap, and these wheels are 18s, and the front is 18 by 8.5 wide, and then the rear is 18 by 9.5 wide. I'm probably gonna have to get some spacers, because the ideal setup for these cars is 9.5 wide on the front and then 10.5 wide on the back. Either that, or eventually I'll just get 2 10.5 wides for the backs, and then put the back ones that are on it now up front, and then put the 10.5 wides in the back. But you could tell it's still kind of tuck and tire a little bit. It doesn't have that flush look. I feel like if I get some 1/2 inch wheel spacers, it'll sit nice and flush. But like I said, it has some nice exhaust on it. And as far as the lowering springs go too, me and my brother did them in my garage, basically with hand tools on jack stands. I've never done them before. He's never done them before, so it was a learning curve. But we were able to do them, and literally from start to finish, probably 4 hours, get it busted out. And it was super easy. The suspension setup on these cars is more of like a truck setup. It's not a coil over strut. It's a shock and coil separated from each other. So literally you just have to undo the shock, take off the brake caliper, undo the sway bar, and the coil pops out. And then the back it's a solid axle, so we just undid the both shocks, dropped the axle down, and just popped the old coils out and popped the new ones in. And as far as plans go for the car, I think today I have some LED light bulbs left over from when I did my truck. I'm hoping they fit this because it has brand new headlights and tail lights in it, but they're still pretty dim. Hopefully I can get the LEDs in. I got to get the rest of this blue off the hood. It looks terrible. If you could see here, it was the whole way down the side. I started to peel it off. I got it off on both sides. I just got to get the hood off, but the top was pretty caked on, so it's definitely been a pain. And then I got this fishing rod antenna still. I just went to Walmart today and picked up a stubby antenna and a wiring harness because it says the factory head unit, and I have a head unit at my house that I bought for one of my Jeeps that's been sitting on top of my fridge for a couple years now. It's brand new, so finally I can, you know, get some use out of it. And it's not a touch screen or anything, but it has Bluetooth at least. So, but I want to get a lip for the front. I want to get it tinted out, get the paint. You get it either painted or get this paint fixed up, and then the back end has some kind of clunking, so I'm trying to get that figured out too. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this car is enjoyable to drive. It's definitely work to drive. It's hard to explain. Everything is like, you feel every single creek, crevice, you know, crack, bump in the road. It's like you feel it in the steering wheel, you feel it in your seat, you feel it in the shifter, you feel it in the pedals. I mean, the clutch is super stiff on these cars. It's definitely a blast, and especially cruising on the highway. I just put these new tires on. It rides smoother, but in the stop and go traffic and everything, or just running around town, it's a job to drive this car. It's definitely work. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it either. I think it kind of has a miss, like a sputter, so I don't know. I'm gonna put a new fuel filter on it, probably some coil packs and wires, and just give it a full tune up and see if it helps out or not, especially in first and second gear pulling out into low RPMs. It almost wants to fall on its face. I had that, you guys know, I had that 2011 Mustang with the Coyote in it, and that one was a convertible as well, but it was a automatic. This is nothing like this. I tell everyone this car kind of reminds me of whenever I had Honda Civics and I had a couple Acura Integras back in the day. Kind of has the same feel as that. Yeah, you hear it. Like I said, I don't know if it's starving for fuel or if it's just not, cylinders aren't firing right, but I definitely got to get it figured out here soon. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it or not now. We're going a little slower in the lower RPMs. It kind of gives you the, you know? And the interior was pretty ragged on. You can kind of see the carpet's trashed. I guess the seats aren't too bad under these seat covers. They're starting to crack, but I guess that's a common thing with these cars. I tried to detail it up and clean it up as good as I can. It still kind of smells musty though. Yeah, it kind of smells like hay inside from sitting in the guy's barn for a year. As far as everything done to the car, it has a K&N intake, and it looks like he replaced some of the coil packs, but some of them weren't replaced, so I don't know. That might have something to do with our misfiring issue. But it has, like I said, K&N intake, still has stock manifolds. It has a catted X pipe, and then it has a catback exhaust on it in some kind of tune. You could tell that up here in the corners, and then it's tough to see the strut towers, but you know, if you have one of these cars too, and you're like me and you were scared and hesitant to do the work yourself, and you're thinking about doing lowering springs or anything, like that on it and you're just scared to commit, just do it. Honestly, it's so rewarding to know that you did the work yourself and didn't pay someone to do it. At least for me, it was. Just commit to it. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you like the car and want to follow along for the build series, definitely make sure to smash that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next one.